Well, I don't think that we should be together. And I've thought about it a lot, and this is what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna keep pursuing what I'm pursuing. And because I'm doing that, it's gonna take up more and more of my time, and I'm not gonna be able to spend as much time with you. And even when I do spend time with you, I'm gonna be thinking about drumming. And I'm gonna be thinking about jazz music and my charts and all that. And because of that, you're gonna start to resent me. And you're gonna tell me to ease up on the drumming, spend more time with you because you're not feeling important. And I'm not gonna be able to do that. And really, I'm just gonna start to resent you for even asking me to stop drumming. And we're just gonna start to hate each other. And it's gonna be ugly. And so for those reasons, I'd rather just, break it off clean. Because I wanna be great. I wanna be one of the greats.
And I would stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
We've all experienced moments where we push ourselves to the limit, whether it's in school, work, or a hobby. But how far is too far? Is there a point when the cost of greatness becomes too much? More to that, what does it mean to be truly great? Is it standing on stage, basking in applause, drenched in the spotlight of recognition? Or is greatness something much darker, an elusive punishing force that consumes everything in its path? What if the price of greatness isn't just hard work, but your very sanity, your humanity? In today's video, we dive into two films that take us to the darkest depths of that pursuit, Whiplash and Black Swan. These stories aren't just about reaching the pinnacle of their craft, but about the sacrifices that might be too great, the lines that should never be crossed, and the haunting question of whether it was all truly worth it. Let's begin. Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan isn't just a ballet film. It's a psychological state that dissects the thin line between dedication and self-destruction. We follow Nina Sayers, played by Natalie Portman, as she learns the coveted dual role of White Swan and the Black Swan in a production of Swan Lake. Her world spirals out of control as she dives deeper into the demands of this performance, becoming consumed by her obsession to achieve perfection. Nina's entire life revolves around ballet. Her overbearing mother controls her every move. Her artistic director pushes her into a dangerous psychological space, and she herself is fractured between the innocence of the White Swan and the sexual darkness of the Black Swan. Her obsessive pursuit to perfect both roles manifests in disturbing hallucinations and a complete breakdown of her mental state. Take for example the chilling scene where Nina literally transforms into the Black Swan during a rehearsal, her skin breaking open to reveal the dark feathers. This visceral imagery mirrors the deeper transformation happening within her psyche. Nina's obsession with becoming the embodiment of perfection leads her down a path where reality and delusion blur, a path from which there is no return. There is also her rivalry with Lily, played by Mila Kunis, who represents everything Nina is not: free-spirited, spontaneous, and uninhibited. In Nina's increasingly paranoid mind, Lily is both a competitor and a threat to her sanity. This tension pushes Nina further into isolation, destroying her personal relationships and leaving her more vulnerable to the chaos inside her. This and her strained relationship with her overbearing mother reflect the external pressures pushing her towards a breakdown. It's not just about the dance, it's about the relentless quest for validation. What's fascinating here is that Black Swan raises the question: was the transformation into the role worth the cost of her identity, her very self? By the end, as she performs her flawless final act, we're left to wonder whether achieving greatness was worth the devastating consequences. In Whiplash, directed by Damien Chazelle, the pursuit of greatness is not marked by hallucinations, but by brutality. This film takes us into the world of Andrew Neiman, a young jazz drummer whose only goal is to be remembered as one of the greats. His drive is fueled and manipulated by the sadistic mentor, Terence Fletcher, portrayed with chilling intensity by J.K. Simmons. Fletcher doesn't teach with encouragement or praise. His method is simple: break you down until there's nothing left but your will to be great, or your complete surrender. Andrew, played by Miles Teller, submits to this regime, subjecting himself to hours of practice, emotional abuse, and physical self-destruction. His hands bleed, his relationships crumble, and yet he cannot stop. One thing that sticks with you is Fletcher's relentless demand that Andrew play until his tempo is perfect. Andrew's hands are bleeding, his body is breaking down, but all Fletcher sees is imperfection.
Me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Now, was I rushing or was I dragging? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rushing or dragging?
Rushing.
So you do know the difference!
It's a moment that encapsulates the very essence of the film. How far will you go to prove yourself? Even more telling is the moment when Andrew breaks up with his girlfriend, coldly explaining that she would only be a distraction. It's a heartbreaking scene that shows just how far he's willing to go, sacrificing love, connection, and his humanity for the faint promise of recognition. In the climactic performance scene, Andrew delivers a jaw-dropping drum solo that's both exhilarating and terrifying. But the question lingers, has he achieved greatness? Or has he just given up everything else that made him human? Both Black Swan and Whiplash explore the high cost of greatness, but what truly makes these films resonate is the ambiguity they leave us with. Was it all worth it? Nina achieves the perfect performance, but it costs her everything: her relationships, her sanity, and perhaps even her life. Andrew's final performance is a triumph, but in the process, he becomes a hollow version of his former self, entirely detached from the world outside of his drum set. Both films raise essential questions about the nature of greatness and ambition. What are we willing to sacrifice to get there? Is greatness defined by external validation, or is it something internal, something we could never fully explain to others, something that consumes us? And most importantly, is the price we pay for greatness too high? The beauty of these films lie in their ambiguity. We are left with a lingering unease, unsure of whether Nina and Andrew truly won. They achieved what they set out to do, but at what cost? Both Black Swan and Whiplash caution us against the blind pursuit of perfection, suggesting that without balance, ambition can destroy the very person chasing it. Ultimately, both films ask us to reflect on our own lives. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all strive for greatness in life, whether you're an athlete, a student, a chef, or a small YouTuber with 50 subscribers who is kindly asking you to like this video and hit that subscribe button. The question is, what are we pursuing and how far are we willing to go? Are we sacrificing too much? And in the end, when we look back, will we be proud of our journey or horrified by the wreckage we've left behind? In Whiplash and Black Swan, the pursuit of greatness is not a journey marked by triumph, but by the slow, agonizing erosion of the self. This film shows that greatness, while alluring, often comes at a staggering price. They challenge us to question the very nature of ambition and whether the sacrifices we make along the way are truly worth it. So, is greatness worth it? Maybe that's up to each of us to decide. But if it costs you your happiness, your sanity, and your relationships, maybe it's time to rethink what greatness really means. That's just my opinion anyways.